workshop is new. It's a new ministry under the Programs and Services Directorate. We only got approval from the MANCOM to start this ministry last January 2018. Ano itong communications ministry? According to, let's get some quotes. To enable, encounter, and intuition, and to enrich society. It is a gift from God, which must be cared for with responsibility. We're in the age of the internet already. And the internet has done great things for us. It has empowered us to be able to communicate and to share our thoughts, our feelings with others in the World Wide Web. Diba? It's here. But as in any tool, it will be good depending on how we use this tool. So social media, which is here now, is a major component of the internet, empowers us to build bridges. But if we don't use it properly, it can empower us also to destroy bridges. So a lot of communications ministry. As I mentioned earlier, as with other BCBP directorate ministries, the communications ministry is headed by a ministry head. And this ministry head is under the guidance of the Programs and Services Director. A lot of duties and responsibilities of the communications ministry head. He or she, take note, she. This is one ministry that can be given to a sister in the community. Hindi kailangan lalaki ang head ng communications ministry. He or she must ensure that chapter members are able to communicate with one another through the use of digital communications platforms. Most of our members are equipped with mobile phones, smartphones. They have laptops or computers in the house. And these are the new tools for communication already. Diba, bihira nang gumagamit ng telepono sa atin eh. Many of us don't have telephones anymore. We're dependent on our smartphones to communicate. So, the communications ministry head should ensure that chapter members can communicate properly with one another through the use of these digital tools. He or she must ensure that the chapter communications platforms are used as an avenue to strengthen the members' relationships with one another. To be informed of developments in the chapter, outreach, region, area, and the whole BCBP community. This platform should also be used to promote Christian values and to be updated on church developments and social issues and to promote what is true. Ito po yung main responsibilities of the communications ministry head. If there are any questions, feel free to interrupt me. Just raise your hand anytime. Ito pa, he or she is responsible for the documentation of major chapter activities or events and for sharing such to the Kapatiran editorial team. With me in this trip is our managing director for the Kapatiran, si June Ocampo. He took over the responsibility from Nancy Catan, who has been ably handling the Kapatiran for the past over 30 years. Gusto na mag-retire ni Tita Nancy. Ang nahuli si Junet. He or she is responsible for sharing to the chapter members important news, events, updates on the region, area, or BCBP community as featured in Kapatiran. So, it's not just knowing what's happening in your chapter of outreach. It's also knowing what's happening outside your chapter and outreach. We're all part of a bigger BCBP community. We're not just part of our chapter or outreach. We're part of the region, we're part of the area, we're part of the total BCBP. Kanina on the way here from the airport, ang sumunod sa amin was Brother Martero, who is the PSD. Yan si Mar. And nagkikwento siya about what you have done already for the Be Honest, for your Be Honest advocacy the past month. And sabi nga namin, these are really wonderful stories which should be shared to the rest of the BCBP community because other chapters and outreaches can learn from these. Yung ginawa niyo, for instance, about the Be Honest Awards in partnership with Ayala. Other chapters and outreaches can learn from these. Maganda yun. So, we look forward to receiving the articles and photos or videos about what you have been doing here on this advocacy para malaman naman ng ibang chapters. Because like October is Be Honest month for total BCBP. Yung iba nagtatanong, ano pa pwede namin gawin? Hindi nila alam kung anong gagawin nila o pwede nilang gawin. So, what you did in September is something that's really noteworthy that we can emulate. And there are other things that's also happening in other areas, in other parts of the country that we can learn from, that we'd like to know about. Ano yung qualifications ng communications ministry? This is for the members. You know, this is a fun ministry. Communications is always a fun activity. I'm a communications professional. The communications ministry head should not burden himself by doing everything. He should put together a team, especially if you have young members who are very much adept in creatives, in writing, in shooting, in video editing, many things. Young people are very knowledgeable and very well skilled in doing these things. You can get them, join them, make them part of your ministry. So this is a service opportunity to members. But as we say in the BCBP, no member should not be left without a service. Every member should have a service. And this is one ministry that provides this opportunity to serve in a fun way. So the members should be knowledgeable in the use of digital communications tools such as Microsoft, email, social media, online video channels like YouTube, like Instagram, digital video and photography, digital design tools. Okay, matakot. The young members know this. The young members know this. Even your children know this. But of course, your member should be an active member of the chapter. Bakit kailangan active member? Kasi if he's not an active member of the chapter, what will he write about? What will your member create? Hindi naman siya present in your activities. The member should be present so they can document what's happening in the activities. So, something basic. pasensya na kayo. Technical difficulty. Hindi yun. Okay, sige. So, may questions ba so far? Yun. So, ilan dito ang communications ministry heads? Please raise your hand. Yan. Sige. Okay. Ilan ang PSDs? Yan. Okay. Yung iba, alam ko, chapter head. Mga bossing. So, please, yun, if you don't have a communications ministry head, please get one from your chapter. Get one from your chapter. And if you're a communications ministry head, assemble your team. Look for the right talent among the members and get them on board. This is a fun ministry. So at this point, I'd like to welcome the managing editor of our kapatiran, si June Ocampo.
Thank you, Brother TV. Magandang hapon. Kailangan mas malakas tayo sa kabila. Meron tayong 40 na participants today, coming from 12 different chapters from Mindanao. Gusto ko sana kayong tawagin isa-isa, pero I'd like you to call out a number, tapos yun ang tatawagin natin. Kasi may number sa pangalan nyo. Pwede ba yun? So sige, anong number gusto nyo? 1 to 40. 21. Sige, sino ba? Ang second number. Kailangan natin tatlong number. 8. Ano ba? 21, 8, 5. Okay. Yung tatlong yun, tatawagin natin sa harapan. Tapos i-interviewin natin. Okay? Okay ba sa inyo yan? Ha? O sige, 21. Sino ba 21? Masunod yung napili muna. 21 coming from Kapatagan Valley. The PSD head. Brother Dingdon de la Cruz. Okay. 21, come on down. Our price is straight down. Bro, interview ka lang namin konti. Yun ang trabaho ko bro, mag-interview. Ako po ay dating editor ng Philippine Star. So ano po, yun po ang dating kong trabaho. Ako po ay nasa PR na yun. Sandali lang ha, tawagin natin number, ano yung sumusunod? Number 8. Number 8 bro, sabi mo kasi number 8. Coming from Butuan.
Ron Bael.
Ron Bael. Yes, you have been. Okay. Bro, sino yung huli number? Ano number yun? Bael. Bro, ikaw naman bumasa ng number 5 bro. Number 5.
Number 5, Angie Dael.
Yeah. Sige, please.
Coming.
Sige, another number. 30. Oh, bro.
From CDO West, Loren Bangko.
Number pa number. 1 to 14.
Number 1, Brother Doy Ramiro.
Yan, bro. Unahin ko na si Regional PSD, syempre. Oh, bro. Thank you very much. Brother Doy, ito lang ang tanong ko. Nung sinabi sa'yo na may ganitong event, diba? Anong naisip mo agad?
Methods how to try to discover things that I have not discovered yet in terms of communication.
Oh, okay. Good. Sige, bro. Ikaw, bro, ano naman ang pumasok sa isip mo nung sabi sa'yo ng palagay ko, chapter ka lang nagsabi, di ba, na pumunta. Ano ba yun ang parang ina-expect mo?
Ano-ano ba ang kailangan matutunan sa communications? Ano pa ba ang kailangan na gawin ng chapter with regards to communications?
Yun. Yan. Ito naman, bro, tatanungin ko. Bro, may asawa na ba?
Meron na. Ano lang po, bro, malaking pasalamat namin na meron ganito kasi para ma-improve pa din yung chapter namin.
Yan, okay, very good. Sige, maraming salamat, bro. Thank you. Palakpakan natin sila. I would like to acknowledge yung yung kasama natin dito na galing sa pinakamalayo, galing sa Buanga. Sa Buanga ay yun, si Brother Arnold de la Cruz. Yun. I'm sure marami kayong kumbaga nasa isip yun nung pinadala kayo rito, no? Bakit ba, ano naman kaya yan? Bago na naman ng BCBP, di ba? Alam niyo po, kami po ni Sel, yung aking thesis, ay 2 years pa lang sa BCBP. July 2016 po kami CLP. Tapos, after a year po, siyempre committed member na, pina-attend po ako nung aming chapter head sa isang workshop. Ang tawag po ay Scripture Discovery Workshop. Doon po, kakatapos lang ng aming chapter anniversary. Ang chapter ko po ay Calamba West. Calamba, so yung sa Laguna, no? Ito po yung town city ni Jose Rizal. Diba, doon po yung bahay ni Jose Rizal. Doon din po yung chapter ng presidente ng BCBP ngayon, si Brother Joe. So, pina-attend po kami ng chapter, ako po, pina-attend ng chapter head doon sa Scripture Discovery Workshop. Doon po sa Scripture Discovery Workshop, nakilala ko si sister namin si Katana. Before that po, nagkaka-anniversary lang namin, nagpadala po ako ng article sa kanya. Ang trabaho ko po dati ay journalist, so 17 years po akong journalist. Misis ko rin po ganun din, so doon kami nagkakilala sa media. So ang trabaho ko magsulat, magkumuha ng retrato, mag-publish sa newspaper. Nagpadala po ako sa kanya ng article about our chapter, yung anniversary natin. At ginamit niya sa kapatiran. So in-approach ko po siya. Umpisa lang nung break time, lumapit ako. Tita Nancy, thank you very much for using my article. Sabi niya, it's okay, you're welcome. I thank you for sending the article. And what do you do? At paano kung ibig sabihin, what do you do? What do you do for a living? Anong trabaho mo? I used to be a journalist po. Alam mo, hinawakan niya ako sa kamay. Sabi niya, I've been editing the Kapatiran for more than 20 years now. And for the past 5 years, I've been praying for a replacement. I think I found one. So doon na po nangyari. Ang bilis-bilis na pangyayari, from 1 year old pa lang kami sa BCBP, napunta po ako sa national office, to handle the Kapatiran. Pero ang unang tanong po sa isip ko, nung hinawakan po namin yung Kapatiran, namin kasi, si Sel is part of me. Gano'n naman lagi, di ba, sa mag-asawa kayo. Pag may trabaho, may problema yung isa, we share the burden. So, doon po ang unang tanong sa isip ko, ano ba ang trabaho talaga ng Kapatiran? Ano ba ang role niya? So, nag-present po ako ng plano kasi tinanong ako ni Brother PB, anong plano mo sa Kapatiran? So, we presented the plan. Nung habang pinipresent po namin sa Mancom yung plano, sabi nung chairman natin ngayon, si Brother Tito Serafica, bro, hindi yan ang kulang natin sa BCBP ay, halimbawa, may sinabi sa national office, in-announce, ganito, halimbawa, may pastoral letter, in-announce. Gusto natin malaman ng lahat ng members, hanggang kahit kalipitang member, kahit taga-Sambuanga, basta malaman ng lahat. Tapos yung lahat ng nangyayari sa baba, gusto natin malaman sa taas. Pero hindi nangyayari yun. Yung ina-announce ng national, hanggang chapter head na kadalasan. Sa baba, hindi na alam. Tapos yung nangyayari sa baba, tama yung sabi ng Brother PB, maraming nangyayaring maganda na projects sa baba, di ba, sa iba-ibang chapters, na hindi nalalaman na nandun sa national. So that is the role of the Kapatiran, to bridge that gap. Para i-connect. At alam niyo po ba, ngayon ang ibig sabihin ng communication, to connect. Community, di ba? Community, ang root word doon is yung com is basically connection, di ba? Di ba, pag meron it connects eh. Tapos yung unity, di ba? Yun ang mga root words naman. So walang unity pag walang communication. So doon po pinanganak yung communications ministry. sabi namin, oh, there's a need na magkaroon ng someone in charge in every chapter to handle this communication, this role na mag-communicate from the national office papunta sa chapter, from the chapter to the national office. So, dyan po pinanganak yung communications ministry. Pero ano tayo, post? Ano ba yan? Okay, thank you. Yan. Ito po yung outline ko basically. Gusto ko po tingnan niyo yung dulo. Ito po yung final activity natin. Ang gusto natin mangyari dito sa 4 na oras nating pagsasama ay makabuo po tayo ng communications plan for all of our chapters. So 12 po yung chapters natin dito. Yung communications plan po, pamahalaan ko mamaya kung ano ba yan. Diba? Pero that is the output. So, ito na po yung huli namin roll out. No? Nagsimula po kami sa Southern Tagalog where our chapter belongs. Tumuloy ng Manila, tumuloy ng Legazpi, tapos Cebu, tapos Northern Luzon, tapos ngayon Mindanao. Lahat po yan, pinagawa namin sa kanila. So there's a communications plan for every chapter in the BCBP. And now, it's your turn to make your own communications plan. Pero bago po tayo pupunta rito, ituturo namin lahat yan. So we'll have the call to communicate. Ako po yung magbibigay niyan. Tapos si Brother PB will talk about the social media landscape later on. Ano ba ang social media? Gano'ng kalaki na ba ito sa Pilipinas, sa buong mundo? Tapos, tutuloy niya rin po paano pa yung social media policy ng BCBP. Tapos ako naman, babalik sa kapatiran, si Sir po ang magtuturo sa inyo kung paano magsulat. Diba yan po medyo mahirap eh, paano pa magsulat? Diba? Kasi lagi, kahit sa internet, maraming writing eh. Hindi naman pwedeng sulat, nag-post ka lang ng post doon. Tapos babalik tayo sa communications plan. Nung bago po umakyat sa langit ng ating Panginoon, meron siyang sinabi sa atin. No? Ito po yung Great Commission, di ba? Alam niya yan eh, no? Ang sabi niya ay, umuluwag. Sabi lang po natin sandali, no? Then the 11 disciples went to Galilee, to the mountain where Jesus had told them to go. When they saw him, they worshipped him, but some doubted. Then Jesus came to them and said, all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Therefore go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age. So yan po yung utos sa atin, to make disciples. Diba yan, ang vision ng BCBP ay to bring Christ to the marketplace and to win the marketplace for Christ. Paano po natin gagawin yun? Gagawin natin yun through communication. Hindi naman pwedeng ikikwento mo si Christ pero hindi ka magsasalita. Di ba? Hindi naman pwedeng sasabihin mo sa kaopisina mo o sa kanegosyo mo kung anong BCBP pero hindi, di ba? Tahimik ka lang. Hindi pwedeng gano'n eh. Lahat ng ginagawa natin ay nagpo-communicate tayo. So our goal is, eto po, dito sa ating talk, we want to understand the importance ng communication sa buhay natin. Diba? We also want to understand and to realize the power of communication. May kapangyarihan po ang pagkakamunicate. Meron pong 4 I's, 4 na nagsisimula sa letter I of communication. At yun ang gusto natin, makakapuno ng communications plan. Alam niyo po ito, no? 3 C's ng BCBP. No? Alam niyo, so ano yung una C? Ano po? Conversion. Tama, very good. Tapos yung pangalawang C? Commitment. Very good. Pangatlong C, commissioning. Yan po lahat ng yan ay nabubuo at yan, nabubuo yan through communication. So, hindi naman pwedeng mag-convert, di ba? Hindi pwedeng kung mag-join sa BCBP kung hindi naman siya na-attract o hindi siya, wala siya narinig na sharing o hindi siya umaten ng CLP. Ganun din po sa commitment, yung mga formation talks natin, di ba? Lahat yun may communications na component. Yung commissioning lalo na. We cannot just go out without any tools. Yan po yung ganyan ka-importante yung communication. Sabi po ni George Bernard Shaw, isang playwright, the greatest mistake daw, or the single biggest mistake of communication is the illusion that it has taken place. Ang ibig po sabihin niya, sa Tagalog, akala ko alam niyo po yan, akala ko gano'n di ba? Akala ko nagkaintindihan na tayo, di ba? Akala ko gano'n ang ibig mong sabihin. Hindi pala gano'n, di ba? Ang mahirap po sa akin, halimbawa, ako, di ba, may magpo-post ako, breakfast head din po ako sa chapter namin Magpo-post ako na announcement, for example, di ba? Sa Facebook. Or, kasi may group di ba? Makita mo yan, scene. Halimbawa, 40 nakakita. Scene, 40. Oh, marami na atin. Yung pala, hindi naman pala nila binasa, nakita lang. Hindi naman pala nila naintindihan, sa Sabado na yun, ano, di ba? Akala nila sa mother time pa. So, akala ko, nakita na nila, so hindi ko na kailangan i-remind. Hindi na ako magiging mag-text kasi nakita na nila eh. Yung pala, kailangan pa rin sila i-follow up, kailangan pa rin sila, di ba, sabihan na, oh, bro, ikaw ang ano ikaw ang MC. MC na yun, regular MC na yun. MC ka sa Sabado, bro. So, kailangan pa rin siyang sabihan. Communication. Kasi pag hindi, pag akala ko ginagawa, doon tayo nagkakaproblema. What is communication? Galing po siya sa word na communicare, meaning to share. So yun po palang sharing natin every Saturday is communication. No? It's imparting or exchanging information. It's connecting people. So, yung Nokia, di ba? Yung Nokia, naalala niyo yung dati, di ba? Ang slogan is connecting people. It's communication. Meron yung 4 na forms or types of communication. Verbal, ito yung ginagawa natin ngayon. Yung non-verbal, yung action lang. Yung, hindi ka kumikibo, simangot ka. Nagko-communicate ka na naman. Di ba? Masayahin ka, pero biglang isang araw, hindi mo nakikinig mo yung misis mo. Alam mo misis mo na may problema, di ba? May kino-communicate ka sa kanya. Yan po, written. Yan, maraming tao, mas gusto nila nakasulat. Mas naiintindihan nila pag visual. Pero hindi pong visual, yan, yung mga pictures. Mas gusto nila, nakikita nila. Meron din pong barriers. No? Yan po yan. Kailangan naintindihan natin ito para pag magko-communicate tayo, mas maging effective. So number 1 barriers, yung physical disability. Ako po, pag walang salamin, mga ano na lang po kayo outline. Hindi ko na nakikita yung kung gaano kaganda yung ilong nyo o yung mata nyo, di ba? Outline na lang po kayo. Mukha na lang kayo parang silhouette. Pero pag yan, ang pogi pala ni Brad, ang ganda pala ng misis ko, di ba? O gano'n. Yan po, kailangan meron po akong mother-in-law, mahina rin tenga niya. So pag kinakausap mo siya, kailangan sisigaw ka. Pero pag minsan napapalakas, o minsan siguro lumalakas yung pandinig niya, sabi niya, bakit mo ako sinisigawan? Minsan, hindi mo na alam kung saan kalalagay, di ba? Kasi yun nga yung may physical barrier. Yan din po, language barriers. Dito siguro sa Cagayan de Oro, may mga kagaya o bagong salta, kung hindi marunong ng Bisaya, may konting, di ba? Merong lost in translation sinasabi. Pag sinabi ko, ganito, pala hindi pala gano'n. Isa hindi nagkakaintindihan. Cultural differences. Yan po, may mga ganyan din. Yung mga religious beliefs or mga sa iba-ibang nations, iba-ibang culture, magkakaiba minsan ang pagkakaintindi. Tapos ito po ang pinakamalaking ngayon. Pinakamalaking barrier, lack of attention. Minsan po kasi, kala mo nakikinig sa'yo, yung pala, iba ang iniisip, di ba? Yung nagmamaneho ng alam, minsan nagte-text pa, iba-iba yung hindi nakatingin sa kalsada. So yan po ang problema natin, yung lack of attention. At ito yung isang problema rin, use of jargons. Tayo po sa BCBP, nung bago po kami ron, sa BCBP, pag nag-usap yung mga ibang members, ano kaya yung CLB? Ano kaya yung MIF? MIF pa yan eh. Ano yun? Alam niyo po yung MIF, no? Member Information, ano? Pag nag-usap na tayo ng mga jargons, minsan yung ibang tao, hindi na sila makakulit, hindi na sila makasabay. So yun din po yung kailangan conscious tayo kasi communication is being understood. Yan po yung objective, kailangan makakonect, kailangan makakontindihan tayo. Alam niyo po, pag hindi yung tao, pag hindi na interesado, yan, naiinip. Tapos pag hindi pa rin tayo makakonect, naiinis. Tapos pag hindi pa rin ulit talaga, naiinip. Matutulog na lang. So ganun daw po sa mga talks natin, di ba? Pag hindi natin inayos yung ating mga talks, ganyan ang mangyayari. So goals of communication. Ano po ba? Ito po yung sinasabi ko 4 eyes. Ito po sana ma-internalize natin na sa lahat ng gagawin natin, ito yung maging objective natin. Number 1 is to inform. Yan po yung gusto natin mangyari unang-una. Mapaalam lang muna sa iba. Pangalawa is to instruct. Yan po kung makakapagturo tayo, no? Kung makakapag-impart tayo ng bagong knowledge. Number 3, to influence. Gusto natin ma-influensyahan yung kailangan, mas malakas tayo talaga ron eh. Ma-influensyahan sila na gumawa ng tama, na gawin yung BCBP way of life. Tapos at panghuli, to inspire. Yan po, hindi lang salita. Kasi ito, to inspire, kailangan yung sinasabi natin, ginagawa natin, sinasabuhay natin. Ito po yung isang malaking kalaban ngayon. Lahat po kahit yung mainstream media, yan ang pinakamalaking kalaban. With the proliferation of fake news, minsan, hindi mo na alam kung sino yung nagsasabi ng totoo. Alam niyo po sa tao, di ba, yung human tendency natin, mas madali pong kumalat ang masamang balita kaysa mabuting balita. Pag meron pong isang chismis o isang scandal, di ba? Yan, mas mabilis kumalat yan. Kaysa yung mga magandang project, di ba? Makatulong si ganito. Yun, ano yun? Kailangan i-announce talaga yun. Pero yung meron po alam mo ba yun? Sino yan? Ano yun? Kabit yan ni ganito. Di ba? Ang bilis kumalat ng gano'n. Kaya po kailangan tayo mga communicators na mabuti yung gusto natin ipakalat. Dapat we should work double hard. Yung talagang mas matindi yung effort natin. Kasi kung hindi, malulunod tayo ng ingay ng fake news, ingay ng mga negative na nangyayari sa paligid. Ngayon po, minsan pag mag-Facebook ka, parang ayaw mo na mag-Facebook eh, no? Ano ba ito? Puro na lang negative. Pero paano mo ba natin i-counter yung negative na yun? Paano mo ba? Na-counter natin yun by posting positive. Kasi pag hindi ka nag-post ng positive, kahit hindi ka na mag-Facebook, yung ibang tao, yun naman nakikita nila, negative ka. Kaya po tayo, kung merong mga negative tayo nakikita, huwag na natin i-share. Ang gawin natin, kung may positive tayong makita, yun ang i-share natin. Sa Facebook po mamaya, papakita po ni Brother PV, ni Sir, na meron tayong communications ministry page. Yan po yung parang lahat ng communications ministry workshops na nagawa na namin. Yung mga umattend doon, nag-member dun sa page na yun. Tapos, unti-unti, binubuo natin yung network. Nagsusupply po kami ng mga materials na pwede nyo i-post o pwede nyo ikalat sa mga Facebook nyo. Para po mas madagdagan yung positive na laman ng internet, lalo na yung mga papunta sa Panginoon. Ito po sabi ni Pope Francis, no? Medyo mahaba lang. Sabi niya, a single individual is enough for hope to exist. And that individual can be you. And then there will be another you. And another you. And it turns into an us. And so, does hope begin when we have an us? No. Hope began with one you. When there is an us, there begins a revolution. So minsan po akala natin, isa lang tayo eh. No? Akala natin, mag-isa lang ako, ano bang magagawa ko? Pero hindi, pinagsama-sama natin, ikaw, ako, at tayo na yun, di ba? Sinama mo pa sila, magsama-sama tayo. We can change this world eh. We can win the marketplace for Christ. Alam niyo po yan, di ba? Sorry medyo ano po kami, Jesus has no Facebook account, no email, no website, no cellphone, no magazine, no blog. He needs us to be His messengers. Okay po ba? Alam niyo po, naniniwala ko walang aksidente sa mundo eh. Doon pong June 22, 2016, ito konting sharing na. Tapusin ko na po ito. Ako po ay nakulong. Nakulong po ako dahil kinasuhan ako ng cyber libel ng aking bayaw. Yung bayaw ko po ay may kasong bigamy. Nalaman po kasi ng kapatid ko na yung bayaw ko, bukod sa kapatid ko, 3 pa pala ang pinakasalan. Lahat sila registered sa NSO. So, bali 4 sila. Registered sila lahat sa NSO. Di ba yung Mrs. ano ba yan? Basta yung Mrs. Reyes, ito, Mrs. Buado, 4 sila. Yung isa asawa. So, nagdemanda po yung kapatid ko, bigamy. Yung bayaw ko ay nasa abroad. Ano po siya, engineer sa Qatar. Nilabas yung sa Facebook, yung demanda. Naglabas na po kasi ng warrant ng arrest yung korte. Sabi ko baka naman kilala niya itong taong to. Pakishare na lang, may warrant ng arrest siya. Kasi kapatid ko yung kanyang biktima. Ginamit niya po yun para kasuhan ako ng cyber libel. Hindi ko alam kasi bigla na lang dumating yung mga pulis sa bahay. Ina-aresto. Kinaladgad po ako, 4 na pulis. Kinaladgad ako galing sa gate. Sinakay ako sa kotse. Isa sila makapaka sa loob ng kotse. Kinulong ako. Nag-post po kami ng bail that same day. So sabi ko, makakalabas na. Hindi pa rin. Kinasuhan pa ako ng resisting arrest. Si Sir kinasuhan ng obstruction of justice. Kasi kini-question lang namin kung tama ba yung warrant of arrest kasi serious eh. Hindi sila naka-uniform, wala silang ID. Sa kanilang sabi na natulog ako sa kulungan, nakulong ako first time in my life. Galit na galit ako. Feeling ko, bakit nangyari sa akin ko? Wala naman akong kasalanan. Nung paglabas ko puro ng galit yung puso ko, ang feeling ko parang akong nilaglag sa ilalim ng balon. Yung malalim na balon, hindi ko alam kung paano makakapunta sa taas. Ang dilim-dilim, galit na galit ako sa mundo. Dumating yung invitasyon. Uy, may BCBP breakfast. Sabi ni Sir, attend tayo. Attend kami. Uy, may BCBP, CLP. Yung pong CLP namin, natawag nila BCPR, Brotherhood of Christian Professionals Retreat. Weekend lang po siya. So, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Pinatapos po siya dun sa baptism of the Holy Spirit. Pero para ka namin ng CLP, tapos tutuloy mo na lang yung ibang talks. So, nag-take kami nun. Yun po parang lubid na hinulog sa amin. Nasa ilalim kami ng balon, parang lubid yun. Inaakita namin, parang yung lubid may buhol. Alam yan? Bawat buhol, yun yung mga formation talks. Hanggang nakalabas kami sa balon. Nung matapos yung 1 taon, alam niyo po, nagdemanda kami sa mga pulis. Yung pumasa na lang, dinimanda namin sila. Sa PNP, kinasuhan namin sila ng yung administrative case. Nung maghihiring na finally, tapos na po kami ng BCBP noon, 1 year na kami. Maghihiring na yung final hearing na ng kaso. Magsasabit na kami ng final affidavit. Ang sinabit po namin, affidavit of forgiveness. Sabi namin sila, hindi pwedeng ganmihan natin yung ginawa nila sa akin. Bilang sumusunod na sa Panginoon, ang buto sa atin ng Diyos ng patawad. So yun po, hindi namin magagawa yun kung wala ang BCBP. Kung wala yung mga formations na yun. Bakit po din sinasabi yun? Anong connection sa communication? Naniniwala po ako, walang aksidente. Lahat ng pangyayari may dahilan. Nandito kayo ngayon kasi may gusto ang Diyos na pagawa sa inyo. May gusto ang Diyos na ipa-communicate sa inyo. Sa mga chapters nyo, makikinig lamang sila kung kayo ang magsasalita. Hindi kami. Sige, Brother P.D., kahit na anong message yan sa email niya, hindi makikinig yung mga members ko sa kanya. O sa akin, makikinig sila sa inyo. Kasi kasama nila kayo. So yun po yung connection eh. Kailangan naniniwala ka dun sa kausap mo. Kailangan may tiwala ka. Doon ka palang makikinig sa kanya. So yun po yung communications ministry na bubuhay natin. Pag nabuo po natin yun, we can unite the BCBP. At pag united na po tayo, we can truly win the marketplace for Christ. Maraming salamat.
Salamat, Junep. May bonus ka pa sa sharing. Thank you. Okay kayo so far? Yes. Yep. Yeah. They still use the clunky computers. Pag maguhulog lang sila ng piso, they get access for 30 minutes. You know, so even the poor are already online. Sige, next slide tayo. Tapos how do the Pinoys use internet? Primarily, it's for education. The panahon namin ni Bobby in college, we were dependent on encyclopedias, on Britannicas. You know, ngayon wala na. Britannica. Diba? If you're looking for something, you want to search for something, Google it. Let's go to Google. There's even Wikipedia. They use the internet to search for work. They use the internet to stay up to date on news and events. If you notice, ang newspapers ngayon, panipis ng panipis ng panipis ng panipis. Kumakapal lang siya ng konti on weekends because of classified ads. When you read the newspapers, what you are actually reading is history. Nangyari na yan in the past, in yesterday, nangyari na yan in the past days. If you want to know what's really happening now, you go online. You go online and you will see what just happened or what happened an hour ago. Unlike the newspapers, kanyang circulation ng mga dyaryo, pababa ng pababa ng pababa ng pababa. Diba? Even myself, sometimes I will wake up in the morning and will find a WhatsApp message from friends in the States. O, ano nangyari dyan? Kasi alam na nilang news in the US because of ABS-CBN or Inquirer. They've already gotten the news. Tayo, kagigising pa lang natin. 62% are still many people who go to the internet to get inspired. Kanya tama si Pope Francis. You can use social media or the internet to inspire people to spread Christ's light. Because people go to the internet to get inspired. We're not going to go anymore to, well, top activities per segment. Well, for the moms, it's continuing education for the moms. When we say education for the moms, I guess this is about cooking, about gardening, about home things, about caring for children. It's up to getting up to date for news and events, research materials for work. For the millennials, our children, it's primarily spent for education and again to stay up to date on news, to do research. For professionals, internet is used for education, more about their professions or business, research, and then getting up-to-date news. So ito yung mga positive ways that people use the internet. What are the internet trends naman? Padami people are using their smartphones. They're using their smartphones. Unlike before, to go online, you need your computer. Diba, nag-upisa sa desktop, and then pumasok yung laptops, then pumasok yung tablets. Now, the smartphones that you are buying now are as powerful as your tablet, or even sometimes as powerful as your computer, your laptop. Nandiyan na. Then it becomes a part of you. Your smartphone is like an extra appendage of your body. Pagising mo, unang mong hahawakan, hindi kamay ng asawa mo, cellphone mo hawakan mo. Diba? Bago ka matulog, ganun din. Hahawakan, titignan mo na yung cellphone mo, ano yung message sa'yo. Even while eating, sometimes, imbis mag-usap, pagkasama sa mesa, lahat nagtitingin na sa smartphone. There was one time I went to dinner with my family, and sabi ko sa mga anak ko, tignan mo yung isang table doon. The family, since they arrived, nag-place ng order, umalis. They did not talk to each other. Buong pamilya, lahat sila kanya-kanyang tingin sa cellphone. Kumain at nakatingin sa cellphone, umalis, nakatingin pa rin sa cellphone. Pero ganoon na siya. So more and more people are using their smartphones. As a matter of fact, yung sales of desktops are going down. Pababa ng sale of desktops. Okay. What are the top online activities? Or purposes, or the main reason people go online? 100% no fail. People go online because of social networks. Pinoys are social media addicts. If you notice, before Facebook, there was Multiply. Patay na Multiply worldwide. Buhay pa Multiply dito noon. Before Multiply, there was Friendster. Patay na Friendster worldwide. Active na active pa ang Friendster in the Philippines. So when a new thing came, Multiply, Pinoys readily embraced Multiply. When Facebook came in, Pinoys readily embraced Facebook. The Philippines, as a matter of fact, is number 6 in the Facebook world. We're number 6 worldwide. We're the only Southeast Asian country that's ahead of us is Indonesia because of sheer population. Pero ganun tayo ka-active sa Facebook. Next reason for going online is to go to a search engine. This is where Google makes its money. The other purpose people go online is to watch a video clip. YouTube. That's why YouTube is very big in the Philippines. And even Facebook is going into videos already. Diba? Instagram, you can also do videos on Instagram. There's Vimeo also if you want other video sources. The third top activity for going online is video sharing. Ito yung mga Vimeo, YouTube. Then, next is to do chats or instant messaging. That's why Viber is tops in the Philippines. Worldwide, it's actually WhatsApp, that's number 1. But in the Philippines, it's Viber. When you go to China, it's WeChat. But it's also present here. When you go to Korea, it's KakaoTalk. Next is to visit an online retail site. E-commerce is very big in the Philippines now. Lazada is very big, but they're now facing tough competition from Shopee. Pumasok na. Shopee is a Singaporean company. The Traveloka pumasok na, an Indonesian company. Honest Bee is here already. Ang dami na pumapasok na e-commerce companies. Because Pinoys now are buying online. They now buy products online. Our kids buy products online. I know a senior vice president of BDO who does her shopping online. Every now and then, excite siya, may binibili ang Lazada sa kanya. Kung ano binibili nun. So people now buy things online. The other reason people go online is to visit the news site, to get what's the latest news. Then of course you got Wikipedia. Then sometimes people go to the websites of products or companies to search for the product that they want to buy. And then of course directions like Google or Waze. And then to upload or share a photo. This is one of the biggest activities or habits people do online. It is to share, yung sharing. They share a news article, they share a photo, they share a video, they share a picture of themselves, kanya selfie. Diba? Hilig ng tao sa selfie. When they take pictures of themselves, it's because they want to share it. And I'm sure you come across post bago kumain, kung una mo na litrato yung pagkain para ipakita sa mundo, ito yung kakainin ko. Diba? So people love to share. They share anything and everything. They share their thoughts, their ideas. This is one thing that the internet has done. They have made it possible to break the barriers of traditional communication. But before, it was a one-way process. All the content producers, the newspapers, TV producers, communication is one way. They produce the content, we just consume the content. What the internet has done was to empower us. Each and every one of us now is a content producer. We produce content and we share the content we produce. It could be our selfie, it could be the food we eat, it could be our thoughts, it could be our opinions, it could be what we read, what inspires us, it could be our rant that we share. But we are now legitimately content producers. This is what the internet has done. It has empowered us. These are top websites in the categories for social networking in the Philippines. Number one is still Facebook. Second is Twitter. Third is Instagram. As I mentioned earlier, Instagram, IG. A lot of young people you will find there. For arts and entertainment, you have YouTube, news and media. Yahoo is still number one. As a news media source in the Philippines, may asin pa ang Yahoo, even if they're no longer in the Philippines. I'm proud of that because I was from Yahoo before. For reference, it's Wikipedia, Shopping, Lazada, OLX, Amazon, dami Shopping. Lazada, when you go to their office, they have over 200 people. And what's funny is, in the same building you'll find Chali. They're just a few floors away. Yesterday I was in the shopping office. Sabi ko sa kanila, they also have over 100 people in shopping. And they're growing. Sabi ko sa shopping, kakatawa naman to. Pag check na ng Wi-Fi source, nauuna ang Lazada. Kasi sa inyo, pero nandun naman sa shopping office. Ganun kalakas yung Wi-Fi ng Lazada. Sports, number one is ABS-CBN, then of course FDA. Travel, you have, well, Cebu Pacific, TripAdvisor, Booking.com, because people like to travel and they book their trips online. Beauty and Business, Cars. These are the top sites. These are understanding of how devices are used. For smartphone, 49% use this for personal use. At last, it's now become a part of our body, extra appendage of the body. Nakadikit sa iya, kasama mo lagi yan, sa kapunta. Kahit punta ka sa restroom, kasama mo yan. Di ba? Asawa mo, iiwan mo pa eh. Pero smartphone kasama mo sa comfort room. And they use the smartphone for sharing. For sharing. And look at the number of hours people spend using their mobile devices. 4 hours and 15 minutes a day spent going online using their mobile phone or mobile device. 4 hours. That's 1/6 of your day. Sige, next na tayo. Again, top activities done on mobile, it's primarily to visit a social network. One of the phenomenon that we've noticed is what we call the multitasking thing. Dati, when you do something, you're focused on what you're doing. If you're eating, you're eating. Or even conversing when you're eating. When you're working, nakatrabaho ka. If you're studying, when we were in college in Bobby a few years ago, when we study, di ba? Ngayon, I'm sure you observe this with your children, they're studying, they're looking at their smartphone, they're watching TV, sabay-sabay. Meron pa naka-headset. Oh. Sabay-sabay lahat yan. Multitasking. 5 years ago, when we first observed this phenomenon, I was with Yahoo then. We're observing people's behavior online. It was a phenomenon that we only found in women. Ngayon, hindi na. Nangyayari na rin pati sa mga lalaki. Lalo na sa mga anak natin. Sabay-sabay, yung devices on, tumatakbo. They managed to do it. I even asked my son, how can you study and listen to music and watch video at the same time? Kaya nila. Okay naman yung minutes nila. So it's amazing. But that's how much we consume. That's how much information we consume online. Sige ba? Okay, these are the top social networks. For Android, it's Facebook, then Instagram, then Google+, then Snapchat. For Apple, we have Facebook Messenger, Facebook pa rin, Viber, WhatsApp, then photo, video. When you have YouTube, you have Instagram, you have iba-iba. Sige, next na lang. %60 of people go to social media to fill up their time. Ayaw ng taong nabobore. People are less patient now, or very impatient. They want to make sure that every second counts, that there is something happening or they're doing something every second. Parang they don't know how to relax anymore. People don't know how to relax anymore. Ayaw na niya yung nakahiga ka sa harap ng dagat, nakatingin ka ng gulo. Ayaw na niya ng gano'n. Ayaw na niya ng gano'n. Kung nakaganon man siya, pero may telepono pa rin papakinig. 60% of people go to social media to fill up spare time. So even in elevators, I'm sure you notice that. In the airports, habang naghihintay ng aeroplano, nakatelepono yung mga tao. And they're not calling. They're on social media. They're on social media. In the hospitals, when they're waiting for their doctor's appointment, their social media is being used. Different devices. 55% is to stay up to date again with news and current affairs. 49% is to be entertained. 46% is to research or find a product. 45% is to stay in touch with friends and to know what your friends are doing or what your friends are eating. So, iba-iba yung habits, iba-iba yung motivation ng lalaki at sa babae. Makikita natin dito. You don't have to take notes because I'll send these, whatever we present on screen, we'll email this to you. We'll send this to you. Again, women spend more time on social media compared to men. Spend more time. The moms especially, they have a lot of time compared to the married women. The millennials especially, they have more time spent on social media. Can you imagine 4 hours a day spent on social media alone? 4 hours a day. That's incredible statistic. Incredible statistic. And this is the insight why it's being used for politics now. You know? If people spend 4 hours alone on social media, in chances are this is spent on Facebook. This is a platform to communicate with people what your political views are. In the States, Obama admitted it's a social media that brought him the presidency. Even here, 2016, Duterte used social media to win the presidency. So, read this na lang on your own. Who has a face, yung sino chapter ang may Facebook fan page? Yeah, diba? Sometimes if you have a Facebook fan page for your chapter, one of the concerns would be, when do I post? When do I post? How often should I post? Diba? Yun ang mga tanong eh. When do I post? How often should I post in the chapter fan page? This is a site, we call it Fan Page Karma. Fan Page Karma helps guide you on when you post and what to post. It guides you on the content that you post on your Facebook fan page. Ang suggestion ko sa inyo, you go to Fan Page Karma, get a free account kasi you can use this free for a maximum of 1 month. In this 1 month, malalaman nyo na, matatrack nyo na at what day do people or your members go to your fan page. Matatrack nyo na rin, where do they engage more? Do they like it when you post words alone? Do they like it when you post pictures? Or do they prefer it when you post videos? Makikita mo kasi yung number of likes at saka yung interactions, yung mga comments. Yun ang mini-measure ng fan page Karma. So in 1 month, when you track it, I'm sure then you'll be guided already. You'll be guided. So you don't anymore worry how many times do I post and what to post. Or what format to post. Kasi Fan Page Karma can guide you. Kasi just use it for 1 month, yung free. Kasi after that, sisigilin ka na yan. Yung 1 month lang, pwede na. So, any questions on that? So, now knowing the behavior of people online, knowing that people use social media often, it's something that we need to take advantage of. Something that we need to take advantage of. Not just for our current members, but for our future members. We are getting more and more younger members in the community, and chances are they use social media. The best way to interact with them is social media, especially for the young. Our old members, yung mga really old members natin, kung tawagin in our industry, we refer to them as digital dinosaurs. Well, they will still need SMS. Diba? They will still need SMS. In my chapter sa Green Hills, we used to have a Facebook fan page. Ngayon, it's practically dead. No engagement. Kasi everyone prefers to respond and interact on our Viber group. So may Green Hills Viber group for all members of the community. So doon pinopost lahat ng assignments, doon pinopost lahat ng not assignments, announcements of the chapter, doon nagpapatian ng birthdays or anniversaries. You can see how people are very much engaged and very responsive. There are many social media channels and platforms for ways to communicate. Facebook is one, Messenger is one, you have Viber, you have WhatsApp, madami. It's up to you to determine what is the best platform to use. What is the best platform where your members can engage in and communicate with one another. Diba? Kapain nyo, kayong mga ka-determinant, you know your members more. Of course, you have to, whatever you do, whatever your plans are, you have to get approval from your chapter head. Kailangan niya may support ng chapter head, may blessing ng pastor, chapter head. Okay, so before I finally turn the mic to Junep and Sel, last year, the BOT came out with the social media guidelines for the members of the community. Who are familiar, who has seen the media guidelines? Wala pa? Wala pa. Okay. See, that's the reason why we need the communications ministry. Madaming members, when we do, this is the last leg of the communications ministry workshop, and we found out not many members have seen this. And yet this was issued last year. Anyway, let me share this with you. Introduction, the BCBP recognizes that social media is a prevalent tool to express and share one's personal opinion and preferences on the internet. The BCBP also recognizes that each member of the BCBP is the face of the community to the members' own social network. Many members proudly say they're with the BCBP. They post pictures of them with BCBP members, the brothers, and pictures of themselves in BCBP activities. That means yung network nila outside the BCBP know that they're with the BCBP. So each member is an ambassador of the BCBP, and more importantly, an ambassador of Christ. So it's important that everyone is cognizant of this and everyone remembers this. We cannot live divided lives. We cannot say, I'm a member of the BCBP when I'm in a BCBP activity, and when I'm outside, I'm no longer with the BCBP. Then, unfortunately, you cannot do that. You will be a BCBP member and a Christian, tuloy-tuloy na yan. So, it is important that every member of the BCBP community remembers and adheres to the following guidelines whenever they engage in social media. Remember, Jesus Christ has no online presence but yours. No blog, no Facebook page but yours. Yours are the tweets through which love touches this world. Yours are the updates through which hope is revealed. Therefore, on social media, speak sincerely, truthfully, and responsibly. Be kind and humble and respectful of others, and help others find God in the virtual world. You're always a BCBP member online and offline. In a nutshell, you are Christ's presence online. Quite often, I would send a personal message, not quite often, but it's happened several times. I would send a PM, a personal message to a member from another chapter. Kasi sasabihin ko, bro, fake news yung sinishare mo. Kasi may listahan naman ng fake news sites eh. You can find that in Wikipedia. It's been printed by BCBP. So sinasabi sana huwag ka mag-share ng fake news. Pinakita mo. So settlement of conflicts. The BCBP is a pastoral and caring community. Our leaders are pastoral leaders. Maintaining the peace, harmony, and unity among the members is paramount. We have a process to help members settle conflicts or differences with other members in the community as outlined in the community manual. The community or the BCBP does not tolerate the use of social media by any member to expose any differences or conflict with another member of the community. The BCBP does not tolerate any member from using social media to malign the reputation of any individual, especially a member of the BCBP. Any member who is maligned on social media by another member may seek redress from the leaders of the community. We have a process, it's in the community manual. If you have a problem with another member, talk to that other member. It's also biblical, it's in the gospel. Talk to that person. If that person refuses to listen, talk to your action group leader. If that person belongs to another action group, then your action group leader can help and coordinate with his action group leader. You can go all the way to the chapter head. Or kung ibang chapter yung kalaban mo, you can go all the way to the RCD. But there's a process, and there's a way to do it. Ito na ba yung next? Yun. There is a process. The aggrieved member should send an email to his or her chapter head and CC the national office. Just kung if the member was aggrieved by another one on social media. And the email should be accompanied with a screenshot of the negative post done against him or her person by another member. And the national office will coordinate with the chapter head or chapter heads and ensure that the conflict is resolved in the Christian way as stipulated in the community manual. And the member who malign the reputation of another member will be mandated to issue a public apology on social media to the aggrieved member. Kasi the error was done on social media, public. So the apology has to be done public. And the refusal to resolve the conflict and the issuance of the public apology will be subject to disciplinary actions as stipulated in the community manual. Let us be a community of people who live as Christ's instruments of peace and love. Yun. So, please share this social media policy with all your members. You can post this in your chapter Facebook page or Viber group or whatever, where they are. And we wish and pray that this policy is not implemented again. Because it was already implemented. Yes? Just to make sure that it is tracked na may resolution nangyari. Kasi the reason this policy was implemented is, I'll tell you, it already happened in one of the chapters in the north. Tinira yung chapter head on Facebook. Tinira. Talagang siniraan yung chapter head on Facebook. Then, of course, the RCD wasn't able to resolve it. It got to the point that even the past presidents, Bobby Atendido and Manny Jimenez, had to go to the chapter and try to resolve the matter, the conflict. The group that instigated the defamation of the reputation of the chapter head online refused to apologize. They really refused. National leaders na kumausap. And they were asked to leave the community. They were asked to leave. Ayaw nila, matigas ang ulo. Yung kasiraan mo in public, in chapter head. That's a major offense. So, 41 people were actually delisted from the chapter, from the 41. 41, that's a whole unit already. That's a whole unit. So they were delisted from the community. So we hope and pray this doesn't happen again or it's not implemented. That's the reason why kailangan involve yung national leaders, just to make sure it is resolved amicably, peacefully. Kailangan kasi siniraan chapter head. So we have a process naman in the community. Kung kaya ma-settle ng chapter head, the better. Hindi, then RCD, then AFD, then you go all the way to the president even, or even the chairman, which is what happened in that case. And this is also the reason why if you've got to the BCBP Facebook page, nakalock yun, you cannot post anything. Kasi kung tinira yung chapter head, kanya dami nakakita. So we have to call for si Joey Avellana to call for a big meeting, special meeting. We have to lock the page. Okay, may questions pa? So, at this point, I'd like to gusto mo, ilang minutes? 5-minute, jingle break. 5-minute jingle break. If you want to go to the bathroom, just take a 5-minute break.